Well, hello everybody, welcome to my stream. I hope everybody is doing really well tonight. I did my fireworks stream, not my fireworks stream, I did my fireworks show last night in Liverpool. It went really well. I'm so excited to be able to share the video of that with you now. I know some people were asking, oh, you're not going to live stream it yesterday, and the reason I didn't live stream it was because I needed to focus on the display itself. I had 500 people watching, kids, families, students. It was a good mix of all age ranges, all kinds of people there. Really amazing display. But obviously, if I was to stream that at the same time, it would take my attention away from the fireworks, and I needed to be focused on the fireworks from a safety perspective. So I hope you guys understand that, and I hope that makes sense. But I say, I've edited the video today. I'm really excited to showcase that to you in the next few minutes. So say 500 people there, it went really well. The weather was really kind in the end. I was a bit concerned about the weather in the run up to the event. The wind speed, the wind direction wasn't looking great. The gusts weren't looking great. As it happened, the wind speed did drop. It was relatively calm and we were able to go ahead with the show. So it was really good. So we'll just wait a few more minutes for a few more people to come in, and then I will showcase last night's display for you. After which, I'm going to show it and then not talk over it, and then I'll maybe show it a second time and kind of talk you through all the different kind of effects that we used, all the different fireworks. If you see a firework during the display and think, oh, what was that? I'll play it again a second time afterwards, and I'll talk over that one and kind of tell you what all the fireworks were and what didn't work and what I would have changed if I was doing it again, those kind of things. So stick around for both of those. So I'll show it first without any commentary, just the ambience of the fireworks and the crowd, and then I'll show it a second time and I'll talk over it. So I hope that sounds good. I hope you guys will stick with me. The display is about 12 minutes long, 12 and a bit minutes. I'd originally planned it to be about 13 and a half minutes. But again, timings on consumer fireworks are so hit and miss. It's so difficult to get an exact timing on something like this. So it came in just over 12 minutes, about 12 minutes, 12 seconds, something like that, 12 minutes, 20 seconds. I'm really pleased with the finale as well. I was really a bit worried about whether the finale was going to work. So there's something quite different this time. I'm pleased with how it turned out. I am also going to upload, after we've done this stream, I say it's not going to be a long stream, just going to show it twice, then we'll end. After I've done this stream, I will upload the display as a separate video and make that available, so you don't have to watch all this waffle and behind the scenes commentary and stuff if you don't want. Let me catch up on the chat though. Veronica is here, Veronica and Todd. Hi Great Mark, I can't wait to see your fireworks display. 3D Printer Guy, I've also uploaded my display, can't wait to see yours. Yes, I know people have been uploading their displays over the past day or so, which has been great. But really great night last night. I say 500 people watched my display, which was even better than last year. I think last year we had 400, the year before there was only about 150. So kind of words getting out about my display in Liverpool, and it's a really great community event. There was food, there was activities for the kids, fun and games, all those kind of good things. So it was really good. So without further ado though, I'm going to play you my display. So I'm not going to talk over this, and then I'll be back at the end. So this is my display that I did last night in Liverpool. So everybody, I hope you enjoy. It's multi-camera as well, so there's going to be different camera angles throughout this. So here we go. Enjoy. So that was my display. What did you think of that, guys? I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. You know, it was a lot of work went into that. If you've been watching my live streams over the past few weeks, you'll have seen all the prep that went into putting that show together. I streamed over 24 hours worth of prep footage for that, and that's just the prep. That doesn't include all the programming that went into that and all the planning and all lots of stuff went into that. But I was really impressed with how that ending worked. So let me give you a few little stats on that. So there are 136 fireworks in that display across 14 different brands of fireworks. There were 120 queues, and the total net explosive content of my show was 15 kilograms. 15 kilograms of explosives in that show, so quite a lot in there. Let's catch up on the chat. Let's see what people are saying. Donna's here. Hello, Donna. Veronica says awesome. Verna says wow. Donna says that was spectacular. Bulletproof Mum says well done. So yeah, I say loads of work went into that, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and the audience seemed to really like it. 500 people there last night in Liverpool watching the display. It gets bigger each year, not only in terms of the crowd size, but also the display as well. So I thought it might be fun to kind of rewatch that again. I'll kind of talk you through the fireworks as we go, and if you've watched some of my prep live streams, we'll kind of reference back to those and you'll be able to see where all the different product was. Did anybody spot the really cheap Roman candles that we put in? If you've been watching my live streams, you'll know that I made the claim that there was no such thing as a bad firework, so I thought I need to kind of back that up. So I went out and bought the cheapest kind of fireworks I could buy to put in my display. I don't know if you spotted them. When we watch it a second time, I'll point them out if you missed them. They kind of worked, so they weren't as bad as I thought. So yeah, they were okay. In terms of ones that didn't go off, out of the 136 fireworks, I only had 2 that didn't go off. I had one that malfunctioned. You probably didn't see it in that multicam edit because I tried to sort of cut it out, but when I show it you again, I'm going to show you it from the fixed wide angle, the whole show from the wide angle, and I will point out the one that malfunctioned, and we can have a look at close up on that, and we can try and work out why that malfunctioned. So 1 malfunction and 2 that didn't fire. So out of 136 fireworks, that's actually pretty good. I thought there'd be more, so really pleased with that. So if it's all right with you guys, excuse me, should we watch that again from the wide angle? So we're not going to do the multi-camera now, we'll just keep it on a fixed angle, but I'll talk over it as we go. I'll talk you through which fireworks I used, and let's see what people are saying in the chat before we do. Sparky Power says great finale. Donna says that's not bad. Thanks, Donna. So yeah, so let's do that again. We'll watch it from the fixed camera, the wide shot that gets everything in, and I'll talk you through as we go. So obviously the volume is going to be a little bit lower on the fireworks this time so that I can talk over the top. So I hope you guys will stick with me for a second run of that, and we'll talk through it and then we'll re-chat. So let's go again. So this is the same display. Mark Guitar says a great display, mate. Thank you very much. Bulletproof Mum says it's really good. I had to. Can you guess what type? No, I can't. Right, so my display started. This is Butterfly Bugs from Celtic Fireworks, brand new for 2023. Really nice, good one to sort of open the show. Not quite a dump cake, like a semi-dump cake. Lasts about 25 seconds. Good mix of effects. Some little fountains across the front. Little Jorge F1 fountains. They're the red ones. We've got blue ones coming up in a bit. In the middle there, that's Fusion by Pyroworx. There should be 2 of those going off. That was one of my failures. Only the one on the left hand side went off, so that's one of the ones of the 2 that didn't go off. The ratio of fireworks that didn't work, that's what wasn't bad. Oh, I see. Okay, right. Yeah. So, yeah, and then we're going into Raging Bull, which is another one by Pyroworx. Nice big sky filling one. And you can also see underneath, we got the little blue F1 fountains there from Jorge, the blue and gold ones. You know, they were small. They weren't bad. I'm glad I used 5. It would have looked a bit odd with just 1 or 2, but 5 kind of worked. And what have we got going off now? This is Happy Trolls by Absolute Fireworks. 2 of those going off. Filling the sky with lots of colour and bursts, which was really nice. And then we go into Serpent Attack. Serpent Attack was a brand new one from Celtic Fireworks this year. Lots of mixed effects in it, really good. And underneath that we've got our 5 coloured flames. And if you watch some of my prep streams, you will see you guys actually chose the order that those colours were in. They came out okay. They could have been a bit more vivid, the colours, but you can kind of just make out, you know, the reds and the pinks and the blues just about there. So it was okay. So that's the end of Serpent attack just going off there. And then we go into, next after the flames finish, we go into a couple of fusions, little cakes again from Pyroworx. The little cakes I try and do, like, double them up, have two, just to fill the sky a bit more, but also to just kind of increase the pace of it, keep the energy up there. If you just got one cake firing, you know, there's a bit of a gap between shots, so having two, you know, kind of is a good way of doing that. So certainly for the small cakes, we have two. And then across the front now, 3 of our Jorge SOS fountains. And in the background as well, Ronin. Now, one of these is one that malfunctioned. You might be able to just see it on the right-hand side of the screen. We'll take a close-up of that in a bit, but that didn't quite fire as expected. The one on the left did. It was fine. The one on the right, yeah, it didn't work great. Wasn't really a safety issue because the spectators were far enough away. But yeah, that didn't behave quite as I would have expected and liked. Then we're into Ultimate Battle of Colours from Brothers. It's a cake that's been around for years. I've never fired it. I fired it this time. It's got little swirling to billions in. I didn't know it had that. And in the old footage I've seen from like 11 years ago, that wasn't there. But that was nice. That was kind of good. They were all right. And then these are still the Jorge SOS fountains going here. And then in the background, Wolf, which is a Hummer cake. Now, I'd hoped that my fountains would have finished by then. So the humming is kind of a little bit masked out here. Fortunately, the fountains do finish there, and you can kind of get the end of the humming effect, which the audience really like. It's always a good one for the audience, is that when you get a humming effect. So that's Wolf from Jorge. Really nice. And then, oh, we'll let that finish. And then I did a V firing to Aroura Borialis. Those great big candles from Pyroworx. We dismantled one on one of my streams. It was a lot of fun. So I had 2 firing off in a V formation. It did take a little while for the one on the right to get going. But when it got going, actually, they were really nice. It would have kind of looked nice with a W, with a third one in the middle. But the 2 kind of worked in a V. And in a minute you'll see I do actually fire some cake up in the middle of it as well. So actually it kind of worked out. So there you go. In the middle, that is Mother of Dragons. Another new firework this year from Celtic. Kind of worked really well with the Aurora Borealis going off at the sides as well. So that's Mother of Dragons. Nice big, I think it's 25mm bore on that, which is really kind of quite decent. Actually, I'll tell a lie, that was Defiant, and this is now Moves Like Jagger. So we went from Aurora Borealis into Defiant from Pyroworx, then that was Moves Like Jagger, and then these are my little mines that I put at the front. I meant to put the strobing ones in there, and by mistake I put the Crackle ones in. So the strobing ones come later when I wanted the Crackles, but it kind of worked. It kind of worked. This is now Mother of Dragons. I like how this is layered. You've got kind of the Crackles below and then the bursts above. Works quite well having those different layers, just gives a bit more kind of depth to the show, gives it something a bit more to look at. And then after Mother of Dragons we go into a brand new firework. This is Thunderbolt 3 coming up, which is brand new by Riakeo, which is like an offshoot of Vivid Pyrotechnics. Never tried any of their products, they are brand new this year. I thought I'd try them out, see what they're like, and that's the cake you're watching now. Really nice. Really, the colours in it were really vivid. Those purple stars there against the gold were amazing. So really impressed with that firework. Sadly they don't do a lot of F2 products, so I was a bit limited, so I've only got one product in, but it worked really well. I'm definitely going to be using some more Riakeo products again. And then we move on to our Catherine wheels. Do the twist, really lovely wheel from Celtic Fireworks in the middle there, and then 4 super spinners on either side. In the background there, punctuated by 2 Celtic fluffies. And what I will say about the Catherine wheels at the front, so 3 of the spinners, so the 2 on the left and the 1 to the right of the Do the Twist in the middle, were all from the 2023 batch. The one on the far right was from the 2022 batch, and you'll see it was a lot slower. It lasts a lot longer than I was expecting. So that's an interesting thing about the batches, you know, different batches, even though it's the same firework, can behave differently. So Just something to be aware of. If you want all your things to look the same, make sure you get everything from the same batch. Say one of my wheels on the far right there was from a different batch from the previous year, and it's still going now. And then we move into these are my pyrotechnics. These are the T1 pyrotechnics, the gold into silver fountains, really nice. And then in the background, punctuated by a couple of Zeus Twilight candles crossing over. They were really nice. They're really nice, and they worked so well with the fountains. I think my only downside is they didn't last very long, those Zeus candles. In the middle there, though, you've got View from Vulcan, lovely mine cake. See, I would have liked the Zeus candles to still be going at this point. So if I was doing this again, probably have another set of those candles just to carry on this bit. But it still worked having that mine cake going off in the middle with the fountains along the side. And then we move into 3. These were the standard Fireworks It's Oh So Quiet fountains, little low noise fountains from standard Fireworks, just to kind of punctuate and fill in. So this is kind of I did like a low noise section of the show, so this is all low noise. You might hear other bangs going off, because I did do this on Bonfire Night, so there are other displays going in the area, but this is all from the wheels onwards. That's my low noise section of the display. So in the background there, that's Piranha from Jorge, and then we go into Blinking Surprise by Celtic, which is what you're seeing now. Lovely colours in that, nice vivid colours with the spit stars. And the Crackle clouds. And then at the front now we go into our jelly bean fountains. These crowds always love these, especially young kids always love the jelly bean fountains. These are standard Spectrum fountains, 5 of them. They last about 80 odd seconds. It's good to do them in bulk, because you'll notice there is kind of a delay. There's like 4 tubes in each, and each one lasts about 20 seconds, but there is a bit of a delay between each tube, so you kind of get them, you think, oh, is it finished? And then it bursts into life again. So by having 5 of them, it kind of made sure that there was jelly beans going at some point the whole way through this. In the background now on my stands, you'll see I've got 3 fountains. They're the Goldilocks fountains, the new fountains from Vivid this year. Really nice gold fountains, and they get bigger and have little blue stars in. Really nice. So 3 of those going off. In the background, this was unusual. This is Phenomen by Jorge. It's kind of like Tabillions, but it's gold. Really nice. Really delicate, intricate spinning effect, but really lovely. Really like this one. And you can see now the fountains themselves, the Goldilocks fountain, getting bigger. You see bits of blue in there as well. Different durations in there. You can see one's already finished, the middle one's still going, the right one's finished. So they're all kind of, it is a bit hit and miss with timings. You'll notice on the T1 fountains I had, they're all kind of pretty much the same duration because they're pyrotechnics. Consumer fireworks, they can vary in their duration. Right, so in the background here, this is Omega, low noise firework from Pyroworx. Nice range of colours and different effects in there, strobes and Tabillions. Good width on that as well. And then next here are my little diamond candles. I am firing them admittedly with some bigger Jorge candles in the background, and also a Night Tracer barrage. Night Tracer is the one doing the crossettes, which are splitting into 4 stars. You'll see higher up. The ones with the tails you can see are Jorge candles, and then the little diamond candles at the front. And actually they kind of work because they're not as big as the other candles. They don't go as high, but you've got that kind of layers again. So you've got the diamond candles, then the Jorge candles above, and then above that you've got the Night Tracer, and it really kind of worked. Just kind of overran a little bit those candles. Those diamond ones, you see they're still going off there, the odd little ones. And then we kind of, this is the start of the finale now, so I went for Crackle in my finale. I'm not a big fan of Crackle, but I thought this year I'm going to just go big on Crackle for my finale and just get so much stuff going that it's just going to be like sky filling and noise filling and all sorts. So we got 5 Vulcan popcorn fountains, if you remember those popcorn fountains. That's those. In front of those I've got little white strobes, Jorge white strobes, just to kind of enhance the effect. So the little flashing white, you can see that's the strobes. So it starts off with these last 80 seconds, and other fireworks come in as well. So in the background there are 4 Golden Glory little cakes from Celtic, little fan cakes, just filling the sky with little bursts. We've also got a Scream battery from Classic in the background as well as our Candle Barrage 1 V formation. Those are the swirling things going off in Vs. from Jorge in the background. There's also then Stardust cakes, our little 5 little mine cakes going off along the front. Night Tails, 2 low noise things in the background going off. We've got Abyss, which is a crackling cake, kind of you can see in the centre from Pyroworx. We've got some crackling snakes along the front as well. Watch out for the mines coming up as well. There's the mines, they're the glitter mines. I wanted them to be the Crackle ones, but they're the strobe ones, never mind. This overran a little bit, and then at the end there, those were all these single shot Crackle mines that we put in, and also the little, you saw them actually in the little ground bursts there we did as well. They were from gemstone fireworks, fireballs, and we managed to get those to go off all together. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I say 2 fireworks didn't go off. Not the end of the world. One of them was a cake, fell near the start. The other one was one of the 6 diamond candles. So if you remember, I did 2 lots of 3 diamond candles, and one of those didn't go off. So there were still 5 going off at the same time. So there was no kind of gaps in the display because something didn't fire. Let's catch up on the chat. I was reading, well, I was trying to watch that as well. Let's catch up on the chat that I missed from that. Let's have a look. Vernon says, I like the crazy ones that go off in different directions. Yeah, they're always good for the crowd, likes that because they don't expect that. And when they see things going off in different directions, they're like, ooh. Mark says, Celtic do very smallish cakes and moves like Jagger. Yeah, that was in my show. Again, I've been a little bit disappointed with moves by Jagger. I say I was the first one in the UK to fire it and film it. The move effect on it was not as big as I would have liked. It's still a good thing. Now, originally in my display, again, if you're watching some of my prep streams, you'll know that I did have a couple of cakes in that I had to take out. They were Brothers head games, which is a very similar effect to moves like Jagger. And my thinking was I was going to have moves like Jagger in the middle, and then these 2 head game ones doing similar effects either side. So there's kind of 3 effects going on. I had to remove those from my show because even though they're category F2, they had a safety distance, a spectator distance of 25 meters. And I don't have that space. So had to cut them out, so I had to use moves like Jagger on its own, but I still think it worked. Donna says, sometimes you don't know how fireworks will perform. Does the weather affect them in any way, like temperature and humidity levels as far as how they'll look? They can. If fireworks can get damp, it can affect their lift, and they don't lift as high into the sky. Temperature, yeah, again, cold temperatures can affect them. In November here, we don't really have, it's not kind of freezing temperatures yet. So temperature was cool, but it wasn't like frozen. Again, humidity, yeah, it can affect them. I don't think weather really affects any of my fireworks. The wind fortunately dropped, so I was able to do the display. That was able to go ahead. The wind direction was not ideal because it was kind of blowing towards my audience, but it was not strong enough that it was blowing material into the audience, if that makes sense. So it was still safe to go ahead, but it was a bit hit and miss at times during the day. We're thinking, is it going to be okay? So Sophina says, well done. Donna says, love the sound. Donna enjoyed the crackles as well. Marco, what were the crackle mines, please? They were lovely. So yeah, they were. I might even be able to, have I got, bear with me a second. I think I've got a box I can show you. So the crackle mines were these. It was a pack of 2 from Vulcan called Mine Attack, category F2. You get 2 in a box. You get a crackle one and you get a strobe one. They both start with fountains. Sadly, I'd rather just have mines. But anyway, fountains start mines. A strobe one and a crackle one. I wanted to use my crackle ones at the end and the strobe ones earlier on. I obviously wired them the wrong way round, so my crackle ones went off halfway through the show and my strobe ones went off at the end. But again, that's just me nitpicking. The audience wouldn't have cared about that. It still looked great. It still kind of worked with the strobe ones at the end. So yeah, Bulletproof Mum says gorgeous colours. There were some really nice colours in that, wasn't there? Donna says what a great display. Another year, another great live. Thank you very much, Dexter Plays Productions. The super spinners are so much fun to watch. Yeah, and wasn't it interesting how one of them lasted a lot longer than the others, and that was from a different batch. Exactly the same product, but from a year earlier's batch. So let's have a look what else people are saying in the chat. Bulletproof Mum says it happens. That's what your safety distance of 4 is stated. There's no harm done. Arguably, there are more fun. Yeah, so let's talk about. So there was one that misfired. I will show you. Let me show you a picture of the remnants of it. Here. So it's the middle cake. This was in my cake boxes, my cake drawers that I made. The middle cake there was a little 12-shot one. It was very similar to actually the cake you can see on the right. So similar size, similar, it was the same make, but it completely blew. I mean, you can see that the tubes are just not in any kind of order. I don't really know what happened there. Let me show you the footage, and then you guys can perhaps theorize as to what might happen. So I'll just show you a close-up clip of this firework malfunctioning during my display. So here we go. So if you look in the bottom on the center, you can see it's firing a couple of shots. The first shot, it kind of fires low, and the second shot fires low, and the third shot fires low on the ground and then explodes. Fourth one goes up, fifth goes up okay, sixth goes up. They were breaking a bit low though. Seventh goes up, eighth goes up. Ninth explodes low level. 10th and 11th. 12th goes up. 13th goes up. 14th goes up. 15th. 16th. So yeah, it was a strange one, that. I don't know what's caused it. I mean, I can theorise what might have caused it. If you watch my stream where we set up them, I was talking about cable ties and not pulling cable ties too tightly, because if you pull cable ties too tightly on cakes, you can choke the tubes and stop the effect from lifting off, and then it explodes in the firework. Could that have happened? Well, I don't think I did my cable ties that tight, and it didn't affect any of my other fireworks. It's a possibility, and that's one of the reasons I generally don't cable tie cakes. All my other cakes that were loose were staked and taped, so it's possible that a cable tie was too tight. I don't think I did, but it's possible. What else could have caused it? Well, I don't know, if potentially moisture got into that cake. That would explain why it didn't have the lift on it. That's another possibility. Now, everything was really waterproofed. You watch me waterproof all my fireworks on my prep streams. The actual boxes, I didn't cling film those, but I put them in bags on the day, and it was raining during the setup, but I'm happy that they were waterproofed, and there was no, you know, when I take stuff off, when I take the waterproofing off before I fire, I do check around and just check there's no moisture gone in. They looked okay. So, but then again, they could have perhaps, before I took delivery of them, they could have been stored somewhere else and got damp there. So damp is a possibility as to why that cake malfunctioned and didn't lift off. So fortunately, it was all contained. Nothing went towards the audience. Everything just exploded at low level. But that's why safety distances are so important, because, you know, you can do everything right, but at the end of the day, if a firework itself malfunctions due to something outside your control, there's nothing you can do about it other than make sure your spectators are far enough away. So that was the one malfunction I had. But as I say, I don't think people really noticed it. It didn't affect the display. Didn't affect people's enjoyment of it. So let's catch up again on the chat. Verna Marie says they fill in. They layered well the cheap candles. Yeah, they did, didn't they? I'm glad I used other stuff with them. I think on their own they would have looked a bit weak. But they worked a really nice layer, because they didn't go very high. They went maybe 5-6 meters high. Weren't massive. But the Jorge candles I had behind, they were a lot bigger. They had a bigger bore size. They went higher up. And then the fanned night tracer, the crossette barrage in the background, went even higher. So I had a really nice layer. So I'm really pleased with how that section came out. Donna says that's really a good track record with only 2 not firing off. Yeah, as I say, you're always going to get some that don't go off, especially in a display where you've got lots and lots of fireworks. I say I had, what did I say? I had 136 individual fireworks in that display, and only 2 failed to go off. Now, why did they fail to go off? I don't know. It happens. I obviously run tests and everything beforehand, and everything was fine. But it could just be that it lost continuity on the little talent igniter just prior to launch. On the cake that didn't go off, it's possible. The candle that didn't go off, if you watch me do the prep for those candles, you'll see I put some lightning fast fuse over the top and foiled that and cable tied that on. So that fuse had gone, but it hadn't actually caught that last little fuse on one of those candles. So it happens. Again, the fuse wasn't very long. I could have perhaps done another cable tie on it, or put some black match to really make sure it caught. But again, they were cheap candles. I didn't want to spend too much time on them because I didn't really know how they were going to perform. I only lost 1 out of the 6. I'm not bothered. I've got it. I can reuse it again in another display. I've got 1 little diamond candle, which I'll throw in somewhere as a novelty. I might save until next year and just throw it in the display and see if anybody can spot it. That would be fun to do. Clive says, wow, your fireworks are amazing. When's your next? Well, my next professional display I'm doing one tomorrow evening, but that's not going to be on my channel. That's with the company that I crew for. The next live one that's going to be on my channel will probably now be New Year's Eve, live from my back garden. But I will be doing more content before then. I've got some more fireworks to review. We'll see if we get those reviewed this side of Christmas as well and things. So do subscribe to my channel and enable notifications. And when I do upload or go live, you guys will be notified. Mark says, well-designed consumer stuff is really good on the timing. Well, yeah, I struggle a bit with consumer stuff on timing. The professional stuff, the T1 stuff I had in my show, the pyrotechnics, the timing is down to, milliseconds on that. And, if it says it's going to last 40 seconds, it will last 40 seconds. If you watch this back again, I say I will upload the actual show just as its own separate video as well. The timings on things, it was really difficult to judge. When I programmed this, it came out about 13 minutes and 40 seconds. The actual show ended up being 12 minutes and 20 seconds because I had to sort of skip things that didn't last for as long as I thought. Other things lasted longer than I would have liked. It's difficult when you are using consumer fireworks that are ignited with talons as opposed to rematch. You've got to factor in that little 3-4 second delay as well. But overall, it was a good display. The energy was there. The crowd enjoyed it. There was a nice low noise section in the middle there, and then it built with that really big crackling finale. I was really worried about that because normally for finales, as I'm sure a lot of you guys do, you get a couple of dump cakes or something like that and just do a big ending like that, which is, I've done that before. It's dead easy to do. But I thought I'm going to try it this year without any dump cakes. I'm going to strip it right back and just see if I can build a finale just using lots of little small fireworks. So about a third of the fireworks were probably in that last 80 seconds of the display. And it really built, and it was, really pleased with how it went there. And the timings on the stuff at the end, because that's the other thing. I think at the end, let me see how many fireworks I had going off on the end. I had 5, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 40. There was 45 fireworks going off in that last 80 seconds. And it's really difficult to program that and get them to all finish at exactly the same time. So they're all different durations. Means you've got to kind of start them at different times. So the fountains, those popcorn fountains, were 80 seconds. They were the longest firework in the finale. So obviously they start first, and then other fireworks start later with the idea that everything is going to finish at exactly the same time. It never happens with consumer fireworks. You can't get all your fireworks to finish exactly. And if you watch that back, you'll notice one of them, the classic screaming barrage, that did do a couple of extra shots at the end, but all I did, I waited. Basically, I put my very final shots, which were the fireballs along the ground and the crackling single shot T1 mines. I put those on a separate queue that I manually fired, so I could ensure that I fired that at the right time, because what I didn't want is that to go off and then fireworks still be going off after it. I wanted that to be the end. So most stuff kind of finished all together. It worked quite well. Just a couple of extra shots from that screen battery at the end, but I just hang fired on those, waited for those to go off, and then hit the button, and then all the shots went up at the end, so like 20 odd shots at the end. So I think it worked out okay. Sparky said, might get a few of those Spectrum fountains for New Year, very colourful. There are a few different types of those. They're all jelly bean fountains. Standard do one called Spectrum. Yorgi do one called Hay. There are Kim Bolton do one called Jumping Jelly Beans. There's about 4 or 5. They're quite easy to get. They're really popular. I say little kids love them. They're low noise, really colourful, a bit different. If you can, try and raise them off the ground like I did, because as you see, they kind of fall down and land quite far away. If you just do it on the ground, because they don't go very high, you can lose the effect. So raise them up off the ground if you can. But they're really nice jelly bean fountains. So Donna says that's good to know. Do you get a kind of feeling for how your fireworks will perform the more you set up displays like this? Yeah, you do. I mean, a lot of the fireworks in that display are fireworks that I've used before or I've seen before. So I have a pretty good idea of how they're going to perform. And then it's a case of just designing it and kind of working out in my head, is this going to work with that? What's going to work with this? Thinking about noise, thinking about width, thinking about different layers. How is it all going to look? Kind of piecing it all together in my head, programming it all in, cutting the program down because I programmed it all in. It was too long. If you watch some of my prep streams, you see I actually took out 2 candles and 3 cakes or something just to bring it down to a better duration. So yeah, I think I'm getting better at it the more I do it. The more I kind of know what timing to aim for, knowing that it's going to be slightly less duration than what I have planned and things like that. So, yeah. Verna says, thank you for sharing, excuse me, the start and finish of your firework creations. Yeah, so I say, you guys have been involved in this process for a couple of weeks if you've been watching some of my live streams or even just dipping in and out of them, because I know I've been live streaming a lot. You guys had a bit of an input into where those coloured flames went along the front, the order they went in. And of course, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have had those little cheap diamond candles in there as well. So it was nice to be able to sort of tweak my display based on what we were doing in the live streams. So that was a lot of fun for me as well. Donna says, generally curious, what's the shelf life of fireworks? Do you know what? If you store them properly, if you store them, they will last years. You can store them for years and they'll be absolutely fine. If they're stored properly, nice and dry, kind of relatively constant temperature, away from moisture, condensation, humidity, all damp, all those kind of things, they will last years. No problem at all. LSU Mum, Emily is here. Hello, Emily. Thank you for being here. Only one Kenobi. Hey, Marco, I'm on the Wirral, by the way, without giving too much away. Are you this side of the water or Liverpool or elsewhere? Just listening to your accent and can't tell. So I'm not actually from Liverpool. I am from Manchester. I lived and worked in Liverpool for a decade. You'll probably know the arena there. It's now the M&S Bank Arena. It was the Echo Arena. I actually was involved in setting that up. So, yeah, I lived in Liverpool for 10 years. So it's very much a second home to me. I love Liverpool. It's a really, really friendly vibrant place, lots going on there, and I'm always excited when I go back and do the firework display there. So you may have seen it from across the water yesterday up near the cathedral. If you look across, I was just to the right of the cathedral if you're looking from Wirral. So Bulletproof Mum says that finale was brilliant. Thanks. Yes, I was really skeptical about it. I was a bit unsure. I'd kind of visualized it in my head and thinking, okay, this is how I think it's going to look, but what if things overrun? What if it doesn't? But it worked, and yeah, big relief. Mark says it looks like purposefully pause effects at the end. Yeah, and that's something I sometimes do in my displays. I leave a little bit of a gap, sometimes intentionally, sometimes it's not intentional because of the time it takes for the visco fuse to burn. But it's good to do a false ending. If you're doing a display, my display was 12.5 minutes. Do a 10-minute display, leave a little 5-second gap before you do your finale, because then everybody thinks it's finished, everyone starts giving you a clap, and then you go into your finale, and then everyone's like, oh, there's more, oh great, and they just feel like they're getting a bit more kind of out of it. So it's always nice to do like a false ending, I call it. Only do one of them though. If you do multiple false, it gets a bit, but doing one after you've done the bulk of your displays, do a good chunk of your display and then do a false ending and then do your finale. It only really works if your display is over 10 minutes, I would say. If you're only doing a 5-minute display, just do the whole lot. Don't do a false ending, because people will be like, oh, is that it? Whereas if you give them a good display for like 10 minutes and then do a false ending, people are like, wow, that was a great display. And then it carries on, there's more, and they're like, wow, there's more. So actually, if you go back and watch some of my previous year's displays, just search Liverpool on my channel, you'll find them. You'll see I have done that in previous years as well. Everyone thinks it's over and then it springs into life again. It's always a great reaction from the crowd. I love it. So let's catch up again on the chat. Only one Kenobi knew it. I think actually before knew it was Manchester. Yes, that's fine. Great to hear. Chris doing really well. I have to watch that display back. It's great. So as I say, once I finish this live stream in a few minutes' time, I will upload it as a separate video. So if you want to share it out and all those kind of things, you can, rather than sharing out all this kind of waffle and little live stream kind of premiere thing that I thought I'd do for you guys. So I assume I'm joining late. It's okay. I say when I finish the stream in a minute, two's time, I will then make the the video of the actual, just the display, without me talking, just the display, you'll be able to watch it again and again. So Clive says, can I ask what was the overall cost of the fireworks? So that's a difficult question, because I do get fireworks at a discount because I kind of work in the industry and I have a number of connections in the industry and things like that. I don't pay full price for fireworks, so it's very difficult for me to say, yes, it cost X amount. If we were to look at the RRP values of the fireworks and add all those up, I would say that display at RRP is probably close to, let's think about this reasonably, probably about 1,800, 2,000 at RRP. Now, I've not paid anywhere near that, but at RRP, as a guess, I haven't worked it out, RRP, I would say that's probably around 2,000, give or take. It's all category F2 stuff, so it's all the smaller stuff. But as you've seen from my display, you can kind of do multiple things at once and actually make small little... there's some little F1 fountains in there, but add them in with other things and actually it all kind of works together. But there's nothing category F3 in there. No rockets in there, because they're not that safe to use on displays. So no rockets in there, no F3 products, all T1, F1, F2 in there. So as I say, that's just a ballpark figure of roughly how much it would be if you were to go out and buy all those fireworks yourself, which you could do, because those fireworks are all consumer fireworks available for anybody to buy. Daniel says, this may have been said, but would you ever use rockets in a display? So I just said that. So no, I'm nothing against rockets. You know, if I'm doing rockets in my back garden, no problem. I'll probably do some rockets New Year's Eve, actually, in my live stream then, because I'm certainly not anti-rockets. But rockets can be a bit unpredictable in terms of their flight path and where they're going. And you've got these, they track into the wind. Rocket sticks can fall back into the crowd and stuff. And just generally, they're more trouble than they're worth to use in displays. I used to use them in displays years ago, but then it's just like, it's a lot of hassle for what it's worth. And really, you can get just as good effects now from cakes and things. So no, I don't really use... If I'm doing a public display, I won't use rockets in it. It's just safer. Have you ever fired Kimbolton Bedlam? It's like a peacock of fountains. It's stunning. I've seen footage of it, but I haven't actually fired it myself. But that's interesting to know that you think it's stunning. I might have to check that out. That was some mad random person said that. I love that name. What a great name in the chat. Fantastic. 3D Printer Guy, there's a group on Facebook I found about fireworks. Now, so full of rubbish. Yeah, there's lots of groups like that on Facebook. In fact, I think I'm banned from a few of them. So there you go. Whereabouts is your firework display tomorrow? So my display tomorrow is a private display. It's up in North Manchester. It's at a private care home, basically. It's not a care home, it's like a retirement community. Really lovely surroundings, but it's private, so I won't be filming that. It won't be on my channel. But yes, I'm doing another display tomorrow, as if I've not done enough recently. So there we go. So there we go. I think we've caught up on chat now. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate your company on this stream, this little kind of short stream. I'll send you a video from my display. Yeah, please do. Some mad random person. I love that name. That's great. I say, if you're brand new to my channel, this is the first time you've tuned in, I'm Mark. I do fireworks. I do them professionally. I do them for fun. Always safe. My content is always family friendly. It's always safe. I'm not going to be doing crazy, wild, illegal stuff with fireworks on my channel. So it's always going to be family friendly as well, so the whole family can watch. I appreciate you coming. If you're new to my channel, you like this kind of content, click like, hit subscribe, enable notifications, then you'll be notified when I go live again. It won't be too long before I'm live again, I'm sure. There'll be more videos coming, lots more good stuff happening on my channel. A few more chat things before we go. I got banned within 5 minutes from saying the truth. I'm guessing that's off, yes, a particular Facebook group. I got banned from it as well for saying, really, should you be doing that? Isn't that illegal? And I got banned. So anyway, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. I'm quite happy to do things the right way and show you guys how to do things safely rather than promote things that are illegal and unsafe, which some people do on Facebook and other mediums like that. And Mark says, I love doing rocket barrages. Yes, I have a multi-rocket launcher plus 25 unless they're all nice. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, rockets are impressive. They are really impressive. just in a public display, there's just too many things that can go wrong. So from a safety point of view, it's safer just not to use them. But anyway, we've been streaming for nearly an hour now, so I'm going to wrap this up. In a few minutes time, I will make the video just of the display, the multicam 4K, because actually this hasn't been a 4K stream. I think my software here only lets me do 1080p. So it will be in full 4K, 50 frames a second, multi-camera, coming up in a few minutes time. So do stick around for that on my channel. Thanks everybody. These live streams over the past 2 weeks have been so much fun. If you've just dipped in and out, I appreciate it. If you've been there for all 24 plus hours of live streaming that I've done, wow, we all need a break, don't we, from that? But it's been so much fun. I've loved every minute of it. I hope you guys have found it fun and educational as well. And I will see you all again very soon. So until then, I'm going to sign off for the night. I'm going to upload that video in a minute, so stay tuned on my channel for that. But thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for your company. And I'll see you guys all again really soon in the chat or the comments or the forums or wherever really soon. So thanks, everybody. Bye.